Hello and welcome to a reading vlog where I'm gonna be reading primarily Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. So this is the March pick for the Magical Society book club, and I thought to spontaneously do a reading vlog surrounding it. So I just came back from my walk. Even though it's gonna be Howl's Moving Castle reading vlog, I thought to update you on my other reading as well. So while on my walk, I was listening to the audiobook of Dear Justice. This is the sequel to the Dear Martin book by Nick Stone, and I think I have an hour left of the audiobook. I'm very far in. This is a short one though. Yeah, I have an hour and 15 minutes left of the audiobook. I got this one on Libby through my library and I'm 74% in, it says. Dear Martin is about a black teenage boy in America who is writing these letters to Martin Luther King and just expressing his experiences of racism and just how the society and justice system mistreats African American boys, just the whole community in general. So the sequel is following his friend, who we barely get to know in Dear Martin because he is incarcerated. In the sequel, Dear Justice, we are following Quan, who is this friend who is incarcerated for murdering a policeman. However, we discovered that he's not the one who actually shot him. And then we follow along him in prison, waiting for his trial. He has anxiety and he finally gets treatment for that, or he gets counseling for that. And he is writing, similar to Dear Martin, Quan is writing letters to Justice, his friend, because he feels like he's the only one who will listen to him at this point. And it is just such hard-hitting and hard to listen to sometimes. And the message is very clear. It's very similar to Punching the Air, actually, by Ivis Boy and Yusuf Salam. It gave me the same kind of vibe since it's actually surrounding the same thing, with a black African-American boy who is incarcerated wrongfully and him in the justice system trying to fight back, I guess. But here Quan has anxiety and he's struggling with how to fight back, if he should just take the plea deal, and I'm very enjoying it. Especially like sequels to contemporaries are very hard, but I think Nick Stone did a very great job of trying to portray the same essence of Dear Martin in Dear Justice. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it and I'm almost finished with it, so I will either finish it later tonight or tomorrow, so I wanted to mention it. This is probably just gonna be like a 2-3 days vlog. not sure. As I said, it's very spontaneous, and yeah. So back to Howl's Moving Castle. I started reading it last night, as you saw, and I got 50 pages in, I believe. Yes, I got 46 pages in to Howl's Moving Castle, and if you didn't know, there's a very popular anime movie with the same title that is created by Studio Ghibli, which is very popular and hyped and one of many people's like childhood movies. And even though that lots of Studio Ghibli movies were actually part of my childhood movies as well, have never watched Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle so far is about a girl who's the eldest born, and therefore she's not expected to aspire too much. It is always the youngest one who goes and seeks out their fortune, but then their father dies and their mother have to send out the younger sisters to apprenticeships for them to be able to financially support each other. Our main character Sophie ends up staying in like their hat shop, like because the family owns this hat shop and she's talented with making clothes, and therefore the mom uses her to stay with her and take an apprenticeship up with her instead. However, that is not what she wants to do with life, but she has gotten it in her mindset that because she's the eldest, she is not meant to aspire too much, and she just has to be satisfied with this life, even though she's not happy with it. She finds it very, very dull, and I feel like she's developing like social anxiety because she's shutting herself out from the world and society, and she's communicating to objects, which is very interesting. This is a middle grade, so it's very fantastical in that sense, but where I left off, the Witch of the West, what is she called? Witch of the Waste. The Witch of the Waste comes to visit her because like this hat shop she works at has become popular because of her hats and everyone is buying them. It's very popular. So the Witch of the Waste comes to visit her because she feels threatened. I don't know why she felt threatened by hats, but so she puts a curse on the girl, which makes her to an old woman, and she decides that she's gonna take this opportunity to get out of her life and make another one as an old woman. So she sets out for an adventure, and then there's this moving castle, like floating castle in the sky, that is owned by the wizard Howl. And the first night she's very tired, she's not come very far, but to go back would be exhausting. Then it's when she sees this castle coming and she decides to call upon it. And of course the castle obliges. And that's where I left off. That's just the first 2 chapters. And yeah, it's very interesting and magical, fantastical vibes. And I can't wait to continue reading it. So I just got back after picking up some parcels. And while I was doing that, I decided to buy some flowers. So let's put these in water and then do a little unboxing. Is it just a my mom kind of thing, but do you also put sugar in the water of your flowers? It's something my mom has always told me to do, and I've never questioned it, but let me know. I have 2 parcels here that I'm going to unbox. So the first one is this little. Let's see if I can do this. I couldn't. There we go. And the first book is Moxie by Jennifer Matthew. This has been adapted to a movie, a Netflix movie, which just came out on Netflix, and I watched the trailer. I thought that I wouldn't want to read the book before I watched the movie. However, when I watched the trailer, I was like, I know I have to read this book before I watch the movie, so I ordered myself a copy. And then we have the bigger... My phone is ringing. Then we have the second parcel. This is 2 books, if I remember correctly, which I'm very excited about. This does not have a satisfying rip thingy. It's just like use violence. first book. And the second book. So these are both sequels. This is Winterkeep by Kristin Cashore. It is the fourth book in like the Grazing Realm series, and this just came out in January or February, I believe. And I just recently reread the whole Grazing series in preparation for reading this one, so I can't wait to get to it. And then we have this one, which is The Girl the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. This is the sequel to Sky in the Deep, and I really love Sky in the Deep. It has a fantastic romance and also just the Viking inspired world really connected with me. So of course I wanted to pick up the sequel for it. This has been out for 1 or 2 years now. It came out in 2019, but I finally got around to pick up the sequel. So yeah, that is my little book haul. Well, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Oh, I should go down here.
That's a very steady relationship because that's the configuration that we always get, unless we have a condition. And then finally, we have all the extras.
Hello, so it's the next day. I had a 8 a.m. Zoom class, so I was early up, and then I just got back from walking my dog Ben, and I listened to the audiobook of Dear Justice, and I only have 10% left, so I'm probably gonna finish it today. And yesterday I managed to read until chapter 7 of Howl's Moving Castle. I'm very intrigued in the storyline so far. Sophie ends up making a deal with a talking fireplace, which is very fun, to find something out about Howl. The last couple of chapters has just been Sophie in the castle cleaning the place because it's dirty and doesn't seem like there has been anyone actually taking care of the place. So Sophie has just spent pestering the inhabitants of the castle, while Howl is this mysterious character who is going in and out chasing after girls, and you don't know quite what he's doing with these girls. Sophie obviously has some prejudice against him, for she thinks that he's this wicked wizard who is taking advantage of these girls. Yeah, it's just fun to read from. So today I had another Zoom class at 12 a.m. which is my statistics exercises class. I do have to do the laundry though. I just put on one wash, and I will have to put on another as well. So I'm gonna be spending the rest of the noon and probably afternoon doing that and preparing for my classes tomorrow. So I don't know when I will be able to do more reading of Howl's Moving Castle, but hopefully tonight I will have time to continue reading. god, it's Friday. So I just finished my Zoom classes and I'm about to go out for a walk with Ben. He needs it. He has been trying to get my attention the last hour I was in my Zoom class. So I'm gonna hurry up and then I'm gonna go out and walk with my dog. So yesterday I managed to finish reading or listening to the audiobook of Dear Justice, and you saw the whole bullet journal spreads that I did for it. So I'm not gonna say much about it other than I give it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and I particularly just enjoyed how the author was able to portray this kind of hope and make this emotional message through the same style of the series, which was started with Dear Martin. If you haven't read those books yet, I highly recommend them, especially if you're interested in something like The Punching the Air. It portrays the same kind of message that one is trying to say, so I really just recommend all 3. And last night I managed to surpass the 200 mark in Howl's Moving Castle, so I'm on chapter 11 now and I'm still very enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish this today though, so I will have to read over 200 pages of it. I don't have any plans for the rest of the day other than walk my dog, of course. Oh, and since I have finished my audiobook, I will have to pick another one. So I don't have any more loans on Libby. I'm still on hold for Becoming by Michelle Obama and Hood Feminism. So I'm gonna go on Script and see what I have there. Wait, what did I have on Audible though? I think I got Moxie on Audible. Yes, I do. So I'm gonna be listening to Moxie by Jennifer Matthew while I go on my walk. This is 7 hours and 45 minutes, so I'm probably not gonna finish it in this vlog. However, it's very fitting since I just unboxed the book. I just got back from our walk and I misjudged the weather because it's very sunny and it looks warm. However, it was so cold that I was freezing the whole time. But I managed and I'm back now. So since I'm listening on 1.7 times speed, I managed to get an hour and 20 minutes or something into Moxie. And so far it's very intriguing. It opens up very typical YA contemporary-ish, and we're following this girl feeling anger towards some of the stuff that's happening in school. However, she's just this ordinary girl and she doesn't know how to stand up for herself, I guess, or stand up for girls, but she has this mom who did it when she was young and she feels inspired. She ends up doing something, and that's what the book is about. But there was introduced a potential love interest, and I don't know how I feel about that. I am not far into it, so I can't say for sure, but I just feel like this book should not have a love interest or like a romance in it. I feel like the overall message should be this feminist, like girls against sexism, Moxie girls fight back. I feel like that should just be the whole theme without any like romance, because I feel like it's so typical YA contemporary to bring in romance to keep it interesting, but it's not important. The message is what's important, but we will see. It's very sunny here. Like I said, the weather is deceiving. It's sunny out, and inside my apartment it's very warm and nice, but my cheeks are red from the freaking cold outside. But yeah, I just checked where I am in the book compared to the audiobook, and I just reached chapter 6, which is 62 pages in. And I just wanted to show you because the book has the actual sort of flyer that the main character makes to represent this movement. So the front of the flyer says Moxie issue 1. Moxie girls fight back with a woman boxer in front. Looks like this. So I've seen like around Instagram people drawing hearts and stars on their hands and wrists in the promotion of this book, and now I finally understand why. So far it's very interesting and intriguing, but we will see what the rest of the book holds. I'm gonna make me a snack, or I'm just gonna eat an orange because I'm not hungry but snackish, I don't know. And afterwards I'm gonna be reading Howl's Moving Castle and trying to make a proper dent, since my plan is to finish it today. I have like a bit over 200 pages left of the book. So yeah, let's just start. So I just managed to read over 100 pages of House Moving Castle. I am up to chapter 17 now. A lot has happened the past 100 pages, but more explaining and action stuff, especially the last chapter, chapter 16, was very action filled. However, it's 6:30 p.m. now and I am very hungry, so I'm gonna go and reheat some leftovers. I made soup yesterday, tomato chicken soup. I'm gonna be reheating that to eat and get some fuel, and then hopefully get right back into reading. So now I have, I think, 115 pages left of this book, so I think it's gonna be plausible for me to finish it and maybe watch the movie tonight. We will see. We will see. I just finished House Moving Castle and I loved it. I really did. And I just realized this was published in like 1986. That just makes me amazed how this still holds up after so many years. It's quite beautiful. I just love the characters and how each character has a flaw while still being primarily good. And just the ending was so beautiful and I loved it. I can't wait to watch the movie now. I know from people on BookTube and just watching the Goodreads reviews that the movie is different from the book. I probably think this is gonna be a 5-star. I don't know yet. I will have to run it through Callpile and I'm gonna be journaling about it as well. But I'm quite positive it's gonna be a 5 stars. It was that good. Very good. And I ended up tabbing it quite unnecessarily much. I just kept wanting to document my feelings and experience with reading the book, so I will be happy in the future that it's tabbed this much.
やーごめんごめん探したよ。
なんだこれは。
この子の連れさ、君たちちょっと散歩してきてくれないか。いい子だ。
So I just finished watching the movie Howl's Moving Castle, and I can see now what people mean that it differs from the book. However, I think I'm lucky that I don't have previous experience with watching the movie and that I went into the book without having like nostalgic feelings towards the movie like so many others do. I could view the book as its own property, which it is, but if you have like some emotional connection to another adaptation of the same story, it's of course understandable that you might not like it as much as the original, or the original that you watched or consumed the first time. Me, personally, after having read and watched the book separately and in that order, I think I prefer the book. However, I think the movie was very good, since I don't compare adaptations, because that only makes it worse for yourself. Like if you expect the movie to be exactly like the book, that will never happen. So as two different entities, I view them as two beautiful pieces of art in their own way. And yeah, I'm really happy that I did this. Finally got around to watch the movie. I have a friend which this is her favorite movie and had been constantly trying to get me to watch this. So I think she will finally be happy now that I did. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this vlog, and see you next time. Bye!